So I survived a couple of narcissistic relationships. And I'd ask myself, what's the purpose of all this um, challenge? And what it is if we're going to lose ourselves within these relationships because all the gaslighting that is taking place, making you think you saw something differently than the way you really saw it, making you question yourself, make you lose trust in your own judgment. The goal is then to find yourself, to find your true identity so that it's rock solid. You are certain about what makes you happy. And your happiness is your highest vibration. I always tell people if you're not sure what to do what makes you happy. Pursue joy in each and every decision. I mean, is the next decision to go get a drink of water or pour a glass of wine? Is the next decision to go down this aisle or that aisle in the grocery store? Whatever feels the best to you, whatever brings you joy is your highest vibration. And so, anytime someone enters my life now, or any event that comes about in my life now, I can immediately measure it against the way I feel. And if it feels anything other than joyous to me, I then get to decide how much time I would spend in that feeling, which is not going to be much. Sometimes, you'll spend a little bit of time, being around someone or being in some event of some sort that isn't your favorite thing, but you might do it for a little bit, but you know where your cutoff line is because you have a baseline of happiness. You have a baseline of high vibration. And anything that you come into contact with that has an effect on that. And that's when you know what your identity is. Your identity has boundaries. And so you're not about to let anyone come into your life that is going to threaten those boundaries. It may be for just a little bit, because again, you might show up at a party, you might show up at an event, you might be introduced to someone. They might not feel like the best person to be around, but you do it for a minute because maybe you're just being nice, right? But you won't do it for long, where it starts to compromise how you feel, where it starts to compromise your identity. So again, we go through these challenging relationships. I mean, we come here to planet Earth to work through challenges anyway. Earth is the planet of resistance. So we're never going to become completely resistant free here. We can just do an exceptional job at navigating the resistance once we know who we really are, because we are so in touch with our internal guidance, with our sense of feeling, sense of happiness, that anything that threatens that, as I've already said, becomes obvious. And you're just not going to allow that to happen. So, in short, I survived. And now, when someone comes into my life, and I've had this happen within the past year, let's say, where I'd be like, no way, absolutely not. So you just move through things much faster. Whereas before you might not be sure, you might get stuck in a loop, all this and that. But so if you're in the middle of a relationship right now where you're questioning yourself or you're doubting yourself, you just got to know that there's a reason this is happening. And the only way you're going to find your way out of this is you're going to have to ask yourself this question: am I happy? Because if you're happy, you're in your highest vibration. And if you get into your highest vibration, the person that you're with is going to feel that. And you'll probably come to an ultimatum somewhere. Sometimes we stay in these relationships a little bit longer than we really should, because maybe the sex is great and you just really love having sex with this person. That sex chemistry might be that superpower of that narcissist. That might be one of their controlling points. Because remember, a narcissist wants to be the best at everything. Everything's a competition. So even sex, they might just please you like you've never been pleased before. And you're like, oh, it's not that bad. Or this, I'll give this up and it's not that bad. Or I'll give that up and it's not that bad, because we have great sex, but that'll wear out. Eventually, your happiness will become more important than sex, or you'll just think that you can go find it somewhere else, and you can. So remember, the whole reason for this happening is to find yourself. You first must lose yourself, and when you get to the other side of this, it will all be worth it, and you'll be in much more control of your entire environment.